What is up, people, and welcome back to Rags to Riches 3, the series where we go from one of the worst teams in F1 2009, work way through all of the Codemasters games, and then try and get a drive for one of the best teams in F1 2017. We are here, though, in the 2009 season, round 9. It is the European Grand Prix at the Valencian street circuit, a track which I absolutely adore. I love this circuit, and hopefully we can do well here today. Before we get into today's episode, though, go catch up if you have missed any of the previous rounds, including the 2009 season, because they were amazing races in 2009, so you should definitely go check that out. But now, if you are all caught up, let's have a look at the standings going into today's race, and we are currently in P6 in the driver's standings, which you would thought is really decent, you know, in a BMW Sauber. But, however, the team that we drive for in 2011 is determined by where we position in 2010. So P6 is a Lotus seat, the back marker Lotus for 2011. If we get between 5th and 10th, we get a Lotus seat for next season. 3rd and 4th, that will be a drive for Williams. 1st and 2nd will be a drive for Force India next season. It's going to be very, very tough to get one of those drives next season, but I like the challenge, and I'm hopefully going to be able to succeed in trying to get one of those seats for next season. We made a huge stride of catching up to those leaders last time around at the Canadian Grand Prix after getting P2 in that race. It was unfortunate that we didn't get the race win, but at the end of the day, we will take them as they come, and hopefully we can improve on that here today in Europe. But without any further ado, let's over to the race weekend at the European Grand Prix. Here we go then, one-shot qualifying at the Valencian street circuit, and it is unfortunately raining here today as we get very close there to Jenson Button through turn 1. We can't put up into Rich Mix, unfortunately. That is a little bit strange and a little bit frustrating as well, because of course we want to put up into Rich Mix and try and do the best that we possibly... No, we don't want to put front aero up. No! What is it doing? Come on, I just want to select it into the fast mix of fuel. Why is my car being so frustrating? Oh, no. Right, front aero down, because it's a high-speed circuit. Engine, fast. Come on, there we go. Put it into fast mix, and let's see what we can do on this lap. That was painful. That was painful there, trying to put it up into rich mix. But anyway, let's get on with the lap, and hopefully we can be pretty decent here today. That was very nice. No, it wasn't. Oh my god. Nearly losing the back end and completely throwing away this lap. If we have a look at the standings so far, Button's in pole. Schumacher is in 2nd with Vettel 3rd and Rosberg 4th. So the Mercedes are very strong here today. But what can we do? Whereabouts can we put ourselves in the fold of that? Let's find out as we go very nicely in towards these couple of corners. Don't want to cut them at all. Just got to be a little bit careful of that through this right-hander. And that's nice and tidy as well. This lap is looking really good at the moment. And hopefully it can put us in at least the top 12 of the qualifying session. The top half of the field. That is what I'm aiming for here today. We're down towards a hairpin. This is a tricky corner. Having a brake early, of course, in these wet conditions. Don't want to mess it up too much. Probably missing the apex quite a little bit. Well, we actually got the apex, but we were a little bit slow through there. So that's not exactly the best. Having to lift off a little bit through that corner, because I'm not too sure whether I can go flat out through the first part or not in these rainy conditions, because I've done zero practice at all. But what about is this lap time gonna be good enough for here today at the European Grand Prix? Through the final corner, nice and tidy through there, down towards the line, and whereabouts are we going to be? It's not going to be pole position, but it is good enough for P3! Look at that! P3 on the grid for the European Grand Prix at a circuit which I love. That's incredible. I'm so happy to do that here today behind Michael Schumacher and Jenson Button, two of my heroes, and it's the top 3 on the podium, not on the podium, but in the I don't even know what to say. I'm so surprised about getting P3 in the qualifying session. I mean, I know it was going quickly, but I thought, like I said, at least top 12. If I can get top 12, I'll be very, very happy with that. But to get P3 at the end of that session, that is incredible. Absolutely incredible. Absolutely, I literally don't know what to say. I do not know what to say about that. So let's just run through the order of the qualifying session. Jenson Button, he qualifies in pole position here today with Michael Schumacher alongside him on the front row of the grid. Then it's myself in P3, 2nd row for tomorrow, with Sebastian Vettel alongside me. Then Rosberg 5th, Webber in 6th, Alonso 7th with Kubica 8th. Then we have Lewis Hamilton 9th, and Felipe Massa rounds out the top 10. Any surprises in the qualifying session? here today. Not that I can see, although Bruno Senna doing very well in the HRT, qualifying in P15. And we've got Kobayashi all the way down in 23rd. Not a good day there for my teammate. But the question is, what can we do from 3rd on the grid? Can we get back-to-back podiums here today? Let's find out as we head over to the race for the European Grand Prix. It's race day here at the European Grand Prix, and lining up in pole position is Jenson Button in first. We've got Schumacher second, myself in P3, with my teammate Kobayashi not having the best qualifying sessions, way down in 23rd position. But can we make it back-to-back podiums here at the European Grand Prix, or can we go even better than P2 and get the race win? As we go to 5 red lights, it's lights out here on the streets of Valencia, and straight away putting it up into Richmond. It's getting overtaken on the right-hand side by Sebastian Vettel in that Red Bull car, so much quicker than myself, but very late on the brakes, down in towards turn 1. Schumacher's run wide. Oh my god, I thought he got into the wall, but he's taken the lead. Michael Schumacher into the lead of the European Grand Prix, but Jenson Button comes back at him around the outside. A nice battle forming between these two drivers. Can we get amongst the two of them as they still go side by side through the next section of corners? You can tell that Jenson Button, though, is in a quicker car as he's sort of getting the job done in towards the braking zone. Schumacher runs wide as we both go over the bridge. Now, what can we do on Jenson Button in this next corner? And Michael Schumacher, maybe around the outside. It's so close between the two of us. And for a moment there, we've taken the lead of the European Grand Prix, but we still got Schumacher on the right-hand side, who goes back up into first place. Jenson Button will also be looking to see whether he can get involved or not. We're going to go to the right-hand side now, go for the lunge up the inside in towards this next corner on Michael Schumacher. Can we get the job done? He's still there on the left-hand side. We're going to have to give him room. A little bit of contact between the two of us, but still unable to get the job done yet on Michael Schumacher. Has he given up? No, he hasn't. He's still there, but then finally getting the job done and moving up into the lead of the European Grand Prix. What an opening lap this has been so far. Schumacher and Button still battling with each other. As I've gone very deep, I've missed my braking point. I thought the 50-meter board was the 100-meter board, and I've been re-overtaken by the pair of them. Vettel also looking to have a go in towards these next couple of corners, having to lift off massively as they're going way too slowly through that high-speed section of the circuit. But now, unfortunately, as we end the first lap of this race, it means that I'm way down in P3. Well, it's where I'm started, so it's not really too bad at the moment. We've maintained position here at the European Grand Prix, but Schumacher runs wide, and that's going to give me the opportunity to maybe go for the overtake down in towards turn 1 or turn 2. Here we go, on the back of Michael Schumacher, following in the slipstream. Where can we go? In towards the next corner, maybe around the outside, down towards turn 1. We're going to try it on Michael Schumacher. Oh my god, I sent him on a spin. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry, Michael Schumacher. I did not mean to do that. Oh my god, he was having such a good battle with myself and Jenson Button. Can we actually have a look at a replay of that? Because I want to see whether it was completely my fault or not. And no, we can't, unfortunately. I've left it a little bit too long. But I will take blame for that if that was my fault. I don't believe I gave him enough room on the inside line. I thought I did, but then after we made the contact, maybe I just didn't give him enough room on the right-hand side. And unfortunately for Michael Schumacher, that's him pretty much out of a podium contention. But now it's whether I can get back at Jenson Button or not and get this race win. Or will it be another P2 at this European Grand Prix? Unfortunately, 3 laps in to this European Grand Prix, Jenson Button at the moment is just a little bit too quick for us. The gap between us two at the moment is 4 seconds. So it's increasing with every lap of this race. So unfortunately, Jenson Button just a little bit too quick at the moment. Okay, then here we go. Pit stop time at the European Grand Prix as we come into the pits, brake for the line, get the pit limiter on, and into the pits we go. Slam on the brakes to make sure that we don't run over our pit crew. Nice stop for the box there as Jenson Button gets underway. It's going to be a 4.8 second stop for ourselves, and we're going to come out in about P3, P4. Who else is not into the pits yet? We're just going to have to wait and see, and it looks like we are going to come out of the pits in P3. So still in a podium position, but whereabouts is Vitaly Petrov in terms of Jenson Button? I think Petrov has come out just behind Button, but he may go for the overtake. Those two are battling up ahead, so if they can continue this battle over the next couple of laps, then maybe, just maybe, we can come out back at Jenson Button. But it looks like, unfortunately, Button has got the job done on Vitaly Petrov. Oh, so much quicker than Vitaly Petrov through that section of corners, but whereabouts are we going to go? If we go for the overtake, it's risky business if we go for an overtake there, especially as Petrov may be coming into the pits in this lap, which he does. And the AI, they can just fly into the pit lane, which is so annoying on this game. They can just go so quickly into the pit lane that it gains them actually quite a lot of time on ourselves. But Jenson Button, unfortunately, he's got a bit of a lead still on us. Vitaly Petrov wasn't able to do a job in terms of slowing him down. I mean, the gap is still 4.2 seconds between the two of us, so it's not too bad at the end of the day. There is still a possibility that we can come back and, of course, fight with Button. But looking at the standings at the moment, we've got Kubica, Alonso, and Petrov in the top half of the standings right now. Petrov ahead of Fernando Alonso. So now it's Kubica in third and Petrov in fourth. If that's how that finishes at the end of the day, that will really help us in terms of the Drivers' Championship. I really want to know, though, where Michael Schumacher is. If he's got a decent result at the end of the race, and I won't feel too guilty. I mean, at the end of the day, it was probably still my fault. I didn't give him enough room in towards that corner, but hopefully he can still get a really, really good result out of today's race. I've run it a little bit too deep in towards that hairpin. Okay, we are slowly catching up to Jenson Button at the moment in today's race, so we could potentially be fighting for the lead of this European Grand Prix by the end of the day. 2.5 seconds is now the gap between myself and Jenson Button here today. Let's keep up this pressure though, and let's see what we can do. We've got 3 laps left to go of the European Grand Prix, so as it works out at the moment, we'll be right in his tail by the end of the race. Oh no, oh no, 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 that's definitely not going to help me if I want to catch up to Jenson Button now, is it? Breaking my front wing on the right-hand side. That is going to affect my downforce, and they're probably going to want me to put my wing in the up position. I'm going to see how it feels through the next couple of corners. If it's affecting me, then I will change it. If it's not, then I won't. I don't think it's too bad in towards that hairpin. It feels okay at the moment, but let's see how it feels through these next couple of corners. Through there was okay, through there was fine. Right, no need to change it. Let's keep it in the down position. Let's keep that high speed through the straights and see what we can do. But unfortunately, that is definitely going to cost us a bit of time just because of that initial impact. However, we're still very close to the back of Jenson Button. Cost us about there 1 second. 1 whole second. What is the gap now to Jenson Button? 2.4. So we are catching up still to JB at the moment, but not quickly enough. 2 laps left to go. We need to do something to make a dent. 1 lap left to go then here at the European Grand Prix, and we are right on the tail of Jenson Button. What is the gap going into the final lap of today's race? 1.3 seconds at the moment is the gap between the two of us. Can we get the job done though? That is the big question. We've got 1 whole lap to catch up that gap and then go for the overtake. But the thing is, catching up's one thing. Overtaking is a complete another thing. So it's going to be difficult here today. It's going to be difficult to try and get the job done, but let's see how we can do on this lap and just try and make strides with every single corner, trying to catch up to Jenson Button in towards the bridge section. Now we're still very close on the tail of JB, nice and tidy through that little hairpin. And look how close you are now to Jenson Button. If this was 2011, we would definitely have slipstream all the way down this straight. Luckily for JB, we don't. So there's no opportunity for us to make an overtake through here. I feel like our best chance is going to be through the fast right-handers at the end of the lap. If we can do it there, then that should hopefully be job done. If not, set us up to go for an overtake in towards the final hairpin. We're just going to have to wait and see. But look how close we are. Look how close we are right now to the back of Jenson Button. Just make sure it's in fast mix, which it is, in towards the final couple of laps, or final couple of corners, my bad, final couple of corners of this European Grand Prix. Running a little bit too deep into the hairpin, but this is my chance on Jenson Button. Where's he going to go? Oh, he's holding me up. Oh, he's holding me up again. Really holding me up through that corner, trying his best to stop me from going for the overtake, but we're going to go for it. We're going to go for it up the inside. It's now or never. It's do or die here at the European Grand Prix. Up the inside into the final hairpin. We've taken the lead of the European Grand Prix, and it's a race win here today. What a fantastic result at the European Grand Prix. We are winners in the 2010 season. Oh my God, what a race that was. I thought it was said and done after the first couple of laps. I honestly thought there was no chance in hell of getting the race win, but somehow in that second phase of the race, after we both went onto the hard tyres, I was quicker than Jenson Button, and I was able to catch him up, and we finally, right at the end of that race, got the race win. And that just goes to prove to you guys, you don't give up, you just keep on pushing, and you try and do it. But there we go. Race win at the European Grand Prix. Wow. Just well, again, I literally do not know what to say after that race, because it's just taken me by a massive surprise, overtaking Jenson Button right at the end. But it was myself who is the race winner here today, with Jenson Button in second. Vitaly Petrov, he finishes today's race in third, with Robert Kubica fourth. Very good day for both of the Renault drivers. Lewis Hamilton's in fifth, with Rosberg sixth, Webber in seventh. Michael Schumacher, unfortunately for him, finishing down in 8th place, with Felipe Massa 9th, and Jaime Alguersuari getting the final championship point. Where was Sebastian Vettel? P13, behind my teammate of Kamui Kobayashi, who finished in 12th. Any other surprises here today? Fernando Alonso, again, not able to score points here today. P19 at the European Grand Prix. Not a good day for the Ferrari man. It's been a really good day for us, because pretty much all of our championship rivals have finished quite low down the field, apart from Jenson Button and Lewis Hamilton. Everybody else, Webber in 7th, Massa 9th, Vettel not even scoring points here today. So let's see how that affects us in the Drivers' Championship. We move above Jenson Button, 3 points ahead of him now, and we are only 11 points behind Felipe Massa at the moment. 11 points behind a Williams seat right now. Quite a bit, though, still off the pace of Mark Webber and Sebastian Vettel. Yes, okay, we will see whether we can get those guys at the end of the season if we can continue this tremendous form. But at the moment, let's just take every race as it comes, and let's just focus on trying to get that P4 slot in the Drivers' Championship, because if we can do that, then we can definitely try and get a Williams seat for next season. But Constructors' Championship, now we've moved above Mercedes in the Constructors' Championship, 8 points ahead of those guys. Renault also doing a really good job, right, 1 point right behind Mercedes at the moment in the Constructors' Championship, so they're going to be very, very happy with that. It looks like we're not really going to be able to catch up to Ferrari in the standings, but with those drivers not having good races in the next couple of rounds, then maybe, just maybe, we can catch up to those guys. But that is it for this incredible European Grand Prix. Let's head back to the menus. It's interview time here again on F1 2010, and I didn't actually mean to rhyme that. That actually sounds a little bit cringy that actually rhymed. But anyway, here we go. Interviews after our first race win of the season. How do you feel about today's result? A race win, I mean, it's very special. I'm very happy with that. Of course, we would have liked to have been here last time around at the Canadian Grand Prix, but to do it at a circuit which I love, I'm very, very happy about today's race. So I'm ecstatic, and it's something I'll never forget. Have you thought about winning the title? Every race we seem to be getting a little bit closer to that title, especially the last 2 rounds in Canada and Valencia. Now we're really starting to show that this BMW Sauber does have some pace in it, and we certainly have some pace in ourselves as well to challenge with those guys. So we're taking one race at a time, you know. We're not going to push it, and we're not going to say, you know, championship is our goal at the moment, because of course it's not. We just want to try and get a Williams seat at the moment. But once we start to move up the field, then maybe, just maybe, we can start to focus on the championship. But at the moment, we're just taking it one race at a time. Are you feeling emotional? Yeah, I mean, I was speechless earlier after I managed to overtake Jenson Button right at the end of the race. But yeah, it was definitely a really, really strong race from ourselves, and very unexpected to get the race win at the end of the day, especially in the car that we are in. But of course, I'm elated, and it's been a real team effort just to keep the team sweet. What a race that was at the European Grand Prix. Oh my days! Overtaking Jenson Button right at the final corner to get that race win. That was incredible. Absolutely incredible. But let's have a look at the standings before we end today's episode. P5 once again in the driver's standings, which is still allowed to seat for next season, but we're right on the verge of getting a Williams seat for F1 2011. Now, we all know how that's gone. We've done some pretty stellar races in 2011, driving in a Lotus car, in a Williams car, sorry. But of course, we would like to see whether we can get a Force India seat or not. We are really, really in a strong position at the moment in this 2010 season. Okay, we're not quite in the Williams or Force India seats at the moment, but with the next couple of rounds that are coming up, there's still every opportunity to do so. But that is it for today's Valencian European Grand Prix. If you have enjoyed the episode, don't forget to smash a like on it. Subscribe to the channel as well if you haven't already done so for Rags to Riches free F1 2017 content. And of course, we've got some other F1 content coming to the channel by about second week of February. So you can definitely look forward to that as well. And as always, don't forget to leave your comments down below. I want to know what you thought about today's race. Of course, there is going to be a bit of controversy amongst the comment section with, of course, that collision with Michael Schumacher. I do feel bad about that, and I'm very lucky not to have given a penalty. Or maybe you saw it a different way. Do you feel like I did give the room and Schumacher just ran it a little bit too wide in my car? Unfortunately, we didn't get the replay to see exactly what happened. But I want to know what you guys thought in the comment section below. But I'll see you next time at my home Grand Prix in Silverstone. Can we make it 2 in a row? Let's find out when I see you guys next time.